Hey Leo, how's it going? My name is Junior and I want to tell you a story from when I was 11 years old. It was 2 months after I moved houses. I lived in a 2-story house, but my father is a bit old, so it was bad for him to keep going up and down stairs, so we decided to move. The new house was simple, 1 floor, 3 bedrooms, the bathroom and the kitchen. But there was already a legend that that house was used for religious rituals. But I didn't really believe in those things because it had been built about 2 years ago, and even though it looked old, I didn't believe it, right? I forgot to mention that along with the house came a mini market next door. This will be important for the story. One night I was sleeping and I was having a strange dream. In this dream, I was at a camp and out of nowhere, I noticed shadows and it felt like I was being watched. I don't know, it was a strange thing, but since it was just a dream, I woke up later and was fine. The next night I was sleeping again and I had the same dream. My head was turned towards the door. At that moment, I saw something that didn't look human. It was about 2 meters tall, very tall indeed. It nearly reached the ceiling. This happened twice and the figure stared at me. I was terrified. I couldn't even get up. I don't know how I had the courage to sleep again after seeing the shadow of that thing on the floor of the house. It was wooden and you could hear it. Steps almost always when I was in bed. The steps were very low. You could barely hear them. And they would spend hours wandering around the house. Around 4 in the morning, the alarm of this mini market went off. My father went to take a look. After ensuring no one was attempting to enter and confirming everything was secure, he turned off the alarm. After a while, the alarm went off again, and no sign of people. An hour later, the alarm again. My father was already a bit upset and grabbed a shotgun. He got there, nothing again. What was happening, man? The alarm kept going off bizarrely, but no one was around. What could be triggering it? Already angry, he went and turned off all the power in the house. And so the alarm stopped ringing. The next night I had a dream that the walls of my room were closing in on me and saying,
"You are being watched."
I would always wake up scared of something. I don't know if this house is haunted, but strange things do happen in it that I'm sure of. Well, Leo, that was my story. I hope you liked it. Hello Leo, I think your channel is very cool and I wanted to share a story that happened to me. By the way, my name is Richard. Every year end, my family and I would travel to a small town where my grandmother lives. Next to her house lives my aunt and my cousins Bianca and Gustavo. We would gather and play various games. Our favorite was playing paranormal investigators. In rural areas, there are always stories of hauntings and supernatural creatures. That inspired us, but we never did anything too important. At most, we fought against a cockroach and that took hours. 200 meters ahead of my grandmother's house, there was an abandoned blue house. It was a very old property that had been abandoned for a long time. Me and my cousins were very scared of it. We thought it was haunted and we didn't get close until one day our uncle accompanied us on this adventure there. The front door was locked, so we went around to check out the back. We got to the back and saw that a larva had appeared on the house wall. Bianca screamed because of the bug. Our uncle went and gave the biggest punch to the larva man, which squashed it all. We were impressed with his strength and stopped feeling afraid. After all, we are with our uncle and he is very strong, as big as this crazy guy. The back door was also locked and we decided to go back to our grandmother's house. We were outraged by the fact that we couldn't get into the abandoned house, and in the afternoon we decided to go again, but this time without our uncle. When we got there, we saw that the door was unlocked, half open, you know. Bianca was frightened and reluctant to enter. She asked Gustavo to stay with her. I continued because I couldn't miss the chance to prove that I was the bravest of the paranormal investigators. Inside was a kitchen. I went in and saw a bag with white dresses. And there was a slightly open door. You could see the other room. It was a living room. There was a lot of dirt in the place. In a dark hallway, I spotted someone approaching. I was in the center of the room, risking being noticed if I remained. So I went towards the other door and entered. It was a bathroom and there was only a small window. That I couldn't jump through. I wanted to prove that I was tough, but I was scared shitless and thinking about an escape. So I kept watching the guy through the crack in the door. He was an old man with a beard and long hair, torn clothes, and holding a scythe, man. Oh my God, what did I get myself into? I kept waiting for him to leave, but he wouldn't. I couldn't resist and started to cry softly.
What could he do to us?
He was gonna kill us right there, man. With that rusty scythe, are you crazy? My cousin came into the kitchen screaming, "Hey Richard, where are you, man?" He realized the man was there and ran off, but the man chased him. This was Bianca and Gustavo's chance to escape to my grandmother's house. I hid in a bush and watched, right? I couldn't run with them as he would see and catch me. It would be crazy. The old man even went near the house but ended up coming back for some reason. As soon as he returned to the abandoned house, I could leave the bush and go back to my grandmother's house. That same day, at night we were gathered on the porch of my grandmother's house, talking about what happened and looking at the blue house. Until the old man came out of the front door. He was wearing the white dress that was in the kitchen of the abandoned house. And with a scythe in his hand, he stared at us and pointed his finger. We quickly went in and locked everything up. I peeked out the window and saw him going into the bushes. What was that guy doing dressed as a woman and with a scythe in his hand? All I know is that the next day we went back to the house, and this time the back door was locked again. My cousin had a hairpin and started to fiddle with the lock. After half an hour, she managed to open it. We went in slowly so as not to make noise. We saw the white dress that the man wore the night before. It had red stains that looked like blood. We went to take a look at the house. We went through the hallway and entered a bizarre room. There were bones on the floor and a lot of dirt. Luckily for us, the guy wasn't in that house. We decided to get out of there. We talked to our uncle who had seen inside the bizarre house. He told us to stop going in there. And he ended up going to see. He went inside. After 2 minutes he came out. I think he was impressed with what he witnessed because the next day he bulldozed the abandoned house.